My name is Manuel Padron. I'm in the cannabis industry. I've brought my family history as well as the techniques and what we do to the cannabis business. We've introduced a new product line, which is called a Sickgar. We chose Sickgar to be different. They are sick, and that's the new word. We're not a cannagar, we're not a blunt, we're not a joint. So we wanted to stress that. It's really hard to compare it to anything other than a real tobacco cigar. We wanted to give the smoking experience that they've learned to love, which is buying the tobacco-filled Black and Mild or Blackwoods or whatever it is type of tobacco wrap that they use, and splitting it in half, removing the tobacco out of it, and then using the exact wrap for for a blunt or for whatever it is that they were rolling with. Well, in researching that, we have found that tobacco, the things behind tobacco, the art of smoking a cigar, all that comes to you do not inhale. And so cigars are not made to inhale. They taste great and that's what they're meant for. But the inhalation of a cigar is actually bad for your heart. Smoking anything is bad for your health. But cigar smoking and inhaling is very bad for you. So we wanted to get the same experience, you should say, in that type of product. So what we did is we researched many types of hemp paper, from pure virgin hemp to all natural to flavored to different types of hemp companies. And we found one company and one hemp paper that works exactly with the techniques that we use to roll cigars. For many years, these techniques can be used with this one wrap. So we've been experiencing great feedback with this wrap, and we're able to do things with these wraps that other wraps don't hold up to. Quality, flavor, hold together, freshness, all of that comes with what we want to produce. And then to bring out that flavor and the aromas and the vintageness of what we're doing, we have, and I have, the family molds that were lost, but I have them. Nobody knew what they were. So our cigars are not only hand rolled, but they're also vintagely pressed and molded. So as you can see, these molds have been in the family for years, and they're old. So what we do is we roll our cigars, and you see some of these come apart, but there's the shape of them. So we shape our cigars, and they're molded in these molds that have a great aroma because of the years and years of service that they have. So it's irreplaceable. It's like having a marinated grill. And they're pressed in here. First they're clipped down, and then they're pressed in the molds, and they sit overnight. So this is what gives us the difference, and it's really hard to duplicate the process that we have, because the techniques that we use, the coverings, the lids, the crowns, the different style of rolls, it's nothing compared to what's on the market now. I believe that the wood carries its own flavor, and it's vintage wood that's been used in making cigars. The marination that's in the cigar molds is there from years and years of being used. It is almost impossible to duplicate the flavor the molds give us, because you've had to have had them from 1800, and they've had to have been being used. With the modern molds that are being made, like for cannagars and different other products that are being used, it's new wood, modern wood. It's not the same, and then you have plastic coming out. You've got all of these different types of molds coming out, but they're losing the concept. The concept is to marinate your molds as long as you can, so that they can get flavor, so that you don't taste the wood, you don't taste the plastic, you don't taste the material that the mold is made of. Because when you mold your cigar, it takes that flavor of the wood that you're using, and that's what gives it the unique taste. We have very uniquely designed woods that have been used for these molds, that in those times 100 years ago, they were used primarily making of vintage cigars. That's what gives us a unique flavor, vintage styles of cigars that came out when tobacco first became legal. So that's basically what we're mimicking. What worked then will work again, is kind of the way we see it, as long as the quality is there. The feedback that we've been getting lately from the consumer is that best thing on the market. This is something you want to smoke by yourself after the day's over. You want to kick back. It's not something that you rush into, hey, let's sit down and smoke one real quick. If you're going to sit down with your friends to smoke a cigar or a cigarillo or a cigarette, it's best to have one for each person, because they're not made to share. And primarily, they are so good, delicious-wise, taste-wise, and potency-wise, you don't really want to share it. People that pay high dollar for cigars don't share them. Our cigars are like a fine wine. They're made for the connoisseur of this industry. They're not really made for rookies, people that want to fly by smoke. This is a more luxury, social, sit down and converse with a important meeting or people of like-minded. It's not something that you're going to pass around. It doesn't smell like weed. It has a great aroma according to the flavor that's in it. The environment that it's smoked in, people say they love the smell, the after smell that it leaves in their facility, because it doesn't smell like weed. It doesn't smell like a joint. It just smells like a cigar. It smells like a real cigar. So your atmosphere begins to smell like a cigar lounge, which is primarily the people that we're steering towards. People that are more elegant, a little bit on the end of not letting everybody know what you're smoking. Our product is for people who want the best. The best of the cannabis flower, the best flavor, and the best roll. Our cigars are not meant to burn fast. They have a certain amount of time that with the roll that they burn for. So they burn for 25 to 30 minutes. They're not made to just pass around. That's what I'm saying, and pass around and socialize. They're intended for you to enjoy. Sit down, light it up, and puff it. Get the flavor, the same experience, and the same method that you would smoke a cigar, and then inhale, to enjoy also the inhalation of a great tasting product and being able to inhale it.